Hello and welcome to the property news here on Magic Bricks, now India's first property business channel. I'm Krishna Kumar. Let's take a look at the top stories that we're tracking. Home prices have started inching up after a long lull. Exclusive data from magicbricks.com's prop index shows home prices in markets across the country have grown under 5% in the period between January and March 2016. We at Magic Bricks now ask, has the market bottomed out and is this then the right time to buy? That is our big exclusive this night. Demands to notify land pooling gains momentum in New Delhi. Over 500 villages hold a Mahapanchayat, say they will demand action on this much delayed policy from Deputy Chief Minister Manish Sisodia next week. The urban debate, Thane will get another railway station soon. Thane Municipal Commissioner Sanjeev Jaiswal makes exclusive announcement on our special event, the urban debate. Thane is the first in the series where we take our flagship show on ground and offer citizens an exclusive chance to interact with people who run their city. 2 days to go for BMC's self-set deadline, and Mumbai doesn't look set for the monsoons. Magic Bricks now visited Bandra today and we found that a week after our last rain check, Mumbai's star pin code is not yet rain ready. Straight to our top story. The time to buy a home is now. Data from magicbricks.com's latest property index unequivocally shows that after a long lull, home prices are finally inching up. Markets across the country reported sub 5% growth in home prices in the period between January and March 2016. What is significant is that this growth comes after home prices have fallen consecutively for the last 4 to 5 quarters.
Let's begin with Mumbai, India's most expensive property market. Mumbaikars will be happy to learn that prices in the city have declined by almost 1% over the previous quarter. 62% localities saw prices drop by 3%. However, a ready-to-move-in home in the city still costs an average of 18,197 rupees per square foot. Homes under construction command an average price of 15,573 rupees per square foot. The larger Mumbai Metropolitan Region, or MMR2, presents a mixed bag. In Navi Mumbai, average prices inched up 2% in 57% of the localities, while prices declined 2% in the remaining 43%. Thane continued its strong performance from the last quarter. Prices moved up 4% in 60% of the localities. Prices for ready possession homes average around 8,189 rupees per square foot in Navi Mumbai and 10,710 rupees per square foot in Thane. Meanwhile, the other big market in Maharashtra, Pune, saw prices stay flat over the last 3 months. Ahmedabad, meanwhile, turned out to be one of the top performers, this time with 2% increase in the city index value. In the east, Kolkata, despite Didi's comeback, saw no movement in prices over the October to December 2015 quarter. Up north, the Delhi NCR market threw up a few surprises in the January to March quarter. After being an underperformer for many quarters, prices in 2/3 of New Delhi's localities witnessed an average price increase of 5%. Rohini, South Dwarka, Chitranjan Park and Vasant Kunj continue to be the most popular addresses for home buyers. But Gurgaon was a dark horse this quarter. It was the biggest gainer on the city index with a 1.7% growth over the last quarter. 62% localities saw an average price rise of 3%. Localities that saw maximum price increment are along the northern stretch of Dwarka Expressway, where prices went up 3%. Across Gurgaon, ready possession homes are priced at an average of about 8,043 rupees per square foot. An interesting trend in this market, plagued with project delays on an average, ready-to-move-in properties were 10% more expensive than under-construction properties. In IT capital Bengaluru, Hebbal saw maximum price increase of about 2% over the October to December quarter. In fact, prices went up in 63% of these markets. KR Puram, Rajeshwari Nagar, Sarjapur Road, Marathali, Banerghatta Road and Indra Nagar were the best performing markets. However, HSR Layout, Electronic City and Whitefield witnessed marginal growth in prices. Homes in Namma Bengaluru are priced at an average of about 5,076 rupees per square foot. The other contender for the IT crown, Hyderabad, saw prices in 60% of localities increase by an average 2.4%. Sainik Puri, Gachibowli and Madhapur top home buyers' preference. Last quarter's top performing market, Chennai, has seen a slight lag this time. Though Amma stormed back, the city's prop index saw a 1.6% decline over the previous quarter. Popular property markets like Velachery, Madipakam and Medavakam saw prices decline. But the key trend noticeable across cities was that most areas notched up a price increase between January and March of 2016. Clearly, it may be a buyer's market, but the window to buy your home is rapidly shrinking. Bureau Report, Magic Bricks Now.
Moving on, farmers living in villages around Delhi are upping the ante against the Delhi government on the land pooling policy. Farmers across 89 villages have sought a meeting with the Deputy Chief Minister of Delhi this week. The Delhi government is yet to notify 89 villages as urban areas and 95 villages as development areas. Once rolled out, the land pooling policy will allow for better infrastructure and more affordable housing within Delhi limits. Deepa Rana was at the second Farmers Mahapanchayat held on Sunday, the 5th of June. Take a look at what she found out.
The farmers of the Delhi Dihat Vikas Manch have organized a Mahapanchayat over here pushing for the land pooling policy which the Delhi government is yet to notify. Remember that the centre had notified the land pooling policy of the Delhi Development Authority in last year during May, and it has been more than a year that the Delhi government is yet to notify. Though the farmers are demanding that this land pooling policy should be notified.
इस महापंचायत के अंदर अभी सब ने सर्वसम्मति से निर्णय लिया है। आज की ये बहुत बड़ी पंचायत थी, लगभग 2000 किसान यहाँ पे एकत्र थे और हम चाहते हैं कि दिल्ली देहात के 89 गांवों को अविलंब शहरीकृत घोषित कर देना चाहिए दिल्ली सरकार की तरफ से, ताकि ये लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी जो बहुत दिनों से अवेटेड है ये शीघ्र लागू हो सके और किसान इसके अंतर्गत लाभान्वित हों, ऐसा सभी किसान महसूस करते हैं। इसे विस्तार से जान लिया है, समझ लिया है, सभी किसान इसके हक में हैं।
मास्टर प्लान बन गया है, डीडीए सहमत है, शहरी विकास मंत्रालय सहमत है, किसान सहमत है, तो माननीय मुख्यमंत्री जी और दिल्ली सरकार किस बात के सर्वे करवाना चाहती है?
मुख्यमंत्री जी से हमारी रिक्वेस्ट है, 1 साल से उन्होंने फाइल नहीं निकाली है, लैंड पूलिंग की फाइल उनके पास पड़ी है, तो हम बार बार उनसे मिले हैं लेकिन कोई जवाब अब तक नहीं दिया है। तो हमारे अब आंदोलन शुरू करने की बात है और हम ये ज्ञापन उनको देंगे और उस पर अगर वो नहीं करते हैं तो फिर उसके बाद में दूसरा फैसला लिया जाएगा।
भारत सरकार ने कर दिया और डीडीए ने कर दिया, सिर्फ ये दिल्ली सरकार के पास हमारा काम रुका हुआ है। 1 साल से दिल्ली सरकार के पास फाइल है, वो कहता मैं देखूंगा, सोचूंगा, समझूंगा। ये किसानों के फायदे के लिए, किसानों के फायदे के लिए कोई सरकार काम नहीं करती।
हमें चाहिए लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी। हम विकास चाहते हैं, अपने एरिया का, अपने समाज का विकास चाहते हैं और विकास हमारा पहली दफे लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी से ही होगा।
कोई भी मतलब विकास का कार्य होता है तो केजरीवाल जी बोलते हैं कि सेंट्रल गवर्नमेंट इस पे राजनीति कर रही है, एलजी ने फाइल रोक ली है। अब हम ये पूछना चाहेंगे कि इस फाइल को अब कौन रोके हुए हैं? क्या वो राजनीति नहीं कर रहे हैं?
स्कूल में साइंस स्ट्रीम नहीं, देहात के स्कूलों में बच्चे साइंस पढ़ने लिए कहाँ जाएं? तो ये सारी स्कीमें जब लैंड पूलिंग पॉलिसी हो जाएगी तो हमारे हाथ में होगा। हम बिल्डर के साथ मिलकर या खुद डेवलप करके अपना डेवलपमेंट आप कर सकते हैं। हमारा विकास एक मुद्दा है, विकास होगा।
दिल्ली देहात में आज तक कभी विकास हुआ नहीं है और 1961 से दिल्ली के किसानों का शोषण हुआ है।
सिसोदिया जी से 1-1.5 महीना पहले मिले और बिल्कुल टाइम लेके मिले थे। उन्होंने हमें 2 घंटे बाहर बिठाए रखा, उनको ज्ञापन भी दिए गए हैं, लेटर भी भेजे गए हैं, हमारी समिति के उस पर भी गए हैं। कम से कम 2 साल से उन्होंने मिलने का टाइम ही नहीं देते ना।
दिल्ली देहात को एक साजिश के तहत पूरे विकास से दूर रखा जा रहा है, उसको वंचित किया जा रहा है। अब सरकार के पास 12-14 महीने से फाइल है। इस 12-14 महीने में आज कहते हैं कि हम सर्वे करा रहे हैं। किसान की बात करने वाले मुख्यमंत्री ने जब मुआवजा अभी तय किया, किसी किसान से पूछा नहीं,
the land pooling policy which has been stuck for last 1 year. These farmers are demanding that the Delhi government should notify it in the nearest time. They are continuously planning to have meetings with the Deputy CM of Delhi, Mr. Manish Sisodia. However, on one hand, there are 25 lakh homes which can come in the national capital. On the other hand, it is the Delhi government who is yet to respond as to why they have not notified it till now.
Moving away from the land pooling policy, Sri Ravi Shankar-led Art of Living Foundation has paid up the 4.75 crore rupees of environment compensation as ordered by the National Green Tribunal, or NGT. The foundation paid the fine to the Delhi Development Authority through a demand draft. The foundation was fined after it organized a 5-day World Cultural Festival on the ecologically sensitive Yamuna floodplains. Remember that we had reported at Magic Bricks Now that the foundation had paid only 25 lakh rupees off the 5 crore fine imposed by NGT. Art of Living had promised to deposit the remaining amount after the event held in March. In Mumbai, residents formed a human chain to protest against infrastructure projects posing a threat to the environment. Key projects that residents highlighted as threats include the ambitious coastal road project and the controversial metro car shed at the RA colony. Amita Balachandra was at that protest and she gets us this report.
Well, I'm here at the Juhu beach today at the Apna Mumbai Abhiyan's protest on 4 key projects happening in Mumbai at this point. Of course, the key takeaway of this is that they are pro-development, however, not at the cost of environment, something that they're making very clear. First, of course, is the draft development plan that they're unhappy with. They say that several errors are jarring and deliberate in the plan, and they want that rectified. Second is the metro shed that's going to come up in RA, and they in fact highlighted several other sites that could possibly be shifted to like Kanjurmarg, etc. Third is the underground metro that they want at this point in time. At this point in time, the government has given a go-ahead for the elevated metro, and that's something that they're completely unhappy with, and say that underground metro is much more effective in terms of the environment, of course. And fourth is the coastal road project, and they say that this project is anti-development at this point, and probably a ceiling of sorts would be a better option, is something that they're pointing out. So very, very clear objective here that infrastructure projects must go on, but not at the cost of environment. Amita Balachandra for Magic Bricks Now.
Now, protesting activists also proposed alternatives to those infrastructure projects that we've been talking about. Amita managed to catch up with a couple of them. Take a look at what they had to say.
For whom are we building this project? Will probably cost 20,000 crores for 1.25% of the population. We need to move people. We don't need to move cars. We need public transport, 2 metros. And if the worst comes to the worst, if the motorists are so hell-bent on going by car, we should extend the Bandra-Worli sea link from Bandra to Versova, so the matter will end.
Okay, so from what I gather, this massive project that we're talking about, you're not against the project per se. What other alternatives do you propose to the demands that you're making?
Our first and only real option is mass public transport, moving people from one end of the city to the other. Now, if you insist, because you saw some coastal road in Guangzhou or in some foreign country, you want to have something, to compete. There are better ways of competing, of course, with more toilets and with so many other issues we won't complicate. But if you want to compete, then go ahead and build a ceiling. But why ruin our mangroves? Why ruin our beaches?
On the one hand, there's the issue of reclaiming land for coastal road, but there is also the problem with the metro car shed that they're talking about in RA colony. You, of course, are demanding that this car shed should not come up in RA. What other alternatives do you propose for this?
See, they already have a couple of alternatives which has been proposed. One is at Kanjurmarg, other one is at Kalina. And more than that, why of all the places RA? That is something which is very fundamental. Similarly, they are also constructing or proposing to construct, they revived in fact, elevated metro. Now this is also totally, it's a misplaced project. main difference between underground and elevated is only the civil cost, which goes up. All your tracks, rolling stock, electrification, that all remains constant. So we have to have some absolute best of infrastructure project.
So there is a metro and the coastal road. My question to you is simply this: what plan of action do you have going forward from now?
Well, we will mobilize opinion. We will take more demonstrations like this. People are not aware, and I think, everywhere in the world, and Mumbaikas are no exception, people are apathetic. They think something is going on somewhere. They don't have an idea, as Hansel has said, of the ecological cost. If one reason Mumbai has not gone the way of Delhi is because, as you can feel now, there's the breeze. If the coast road comes, we'll be inhaling sulfur dioxide and other fumes from cars. Nitrous oxide is highly toxic and carcinogenic. Is this the way? Is this Vikas or Vinash?
Renowned Bollywood songwriter Javed Akhtar was also at that protest, showing his support for the cause, and he says that development must happen, but not at the cost of the environment. Listen in.
Error is a very, very polite term. The word is blunder. But the fact is that every day you get a new shock. You keep on hearing about mango growth, you keep on hearing about salt pans, you keep on hearing about green belts, air colony, and so on and so forth. So constantly an average citizen is threatened and frightened. Why can't we have development which is environment sensitive? And why can't we have environmental attitude towards environment which can create some room for development?
Thane will get a second railway station soon. That was one among the many exclusive announcements the Thane Municipal Commissioner Sanjeev Jaiswal made in a no-holds-barred interaction with citizens in our special initiative, the Urban Debate Thane. This is the first in a series where we will give citizens a platform to interact with the government firsthand. Here's a sneak peek of the conversation that Thane Municipal Commissioner Sanjeev Jaiswal had with citizens, moderated, of course, by Magic Bricks Now's editor, Faye D'Souza.
The alternative railway station for Thane, which is proposed at that mental hospital area vicinity, that has been principally it has been approved. Now the only issue is regarding the transfer of the land. And just day before yesterday, the GM of Central Railways, Mr. Sood, before retiring, he has sort of given the recommendation and approval to the plan that was submitted by the Thane Municipal Corporation. There were two opinions about the design. One was at the ground level, and initially what the GM was of the opinion was that it should be an elevated railway station. But finally, the TMC's plan has been approved. Also, there has been a meeting at the government level, whereby at the ministerial level, whereby the procedure for transfer of this land, because this land belongs to the state government and that to the health department. So now it has been finalized that this land shall be transferred to the TMC with these structures as it is, and in lieu of that, we would be giving them TDR, that's the transfer development rights. Now we have requested the government to take up the matter with the railway minister so that the railway board can approve this proposal. So once the railway board approves this proposal, definitely I would say that maybe in the coming years, alternate Thane station will be a reality.
Is there a timeline to that reality?
Well, there are, as I said to you, the board's approval is one issue, that is where it is pending.
Let's assume it gets through.
If the approval comes, maybe say around 3 to 4 years.
3 to 4 years, a second station in Thane. Given the kind of influx we're seeing in Thane right now, with all of the new construction that's happening, I know people who want to buy homes in Mumbai who can't afford it are now looking at Ghodbunder Road. So you'll have more people living here, you'll have more stress on your resources. And there is a need then to not just plan infrastructure for the problems we're facing today, but to plan infrastructure for the problems that are going to arise for the next 20 years, so that that infrastructure is valid. How are you dealing with that situation? How are you staying ahead of the curve for the demand for Thane?
There are few projects, very iconic projects I would say, which is planned for the city. One was the metro, which has been announced yesterday by the Honorable Chief Minister, to take off the pressure on the Ghodbunder Road, because this is the one area which is really growing very fast. A Ghodbunder bypass road is proposed, and this issue was stuck up because of certain approval from the Ministry of Defence, because there's an Air Force camp at there's an Air Force base at Akbar camp. Just recently, around 3 weeks back, the Honorable Defence Minister has approved to that underground laying of the road or the tunnel over there. And there's a cost escalation increase because MCZA has said that being a coastal road, you will have to go in for an elevated corridor for a stretch of 12 kilometers. So Ghodbunder bypass road for the Kalwa-Kharegaon side, the Kalwa-Kharegaon link road, which is which is definitely the need of the hour to ease the traffic from that side, that is planned. The Kopri bridge, which is the railway bridge, that is one bottleneck which I feel every citizen of Thane who is commuting either to and fro from Mumbai by road faces. Now that widening of the bridge has been sanctioned by MMRDA. The work is expected to start after the monsoon is over. And like as far as the the Tinhat Naka stretch is concerned, we have already submitted a proposal for approval to the Ministry of Surface Transport for a grade separator out there. And last but not the least is that we are now working upon how to promote a very important scope of the public transportation in the form of inland waterways. So my concept plan is ready, and maybe in the next week I am going to Delhi myself. We have submitted it, and then I would try to follow it up with the Honorable Minister of Surface Transport.
That was just a sneak peek of the exclusive interaction with Thane Municipal Commissioner Sanjay Jaiswal. Catch the complete interview on Friday, the 10th of June on The Urban Debate between 9 and 10 p.m. only on Magic Bricks Now. Moving on, it's time now for our special series, Is Mumbai Rain Ready? This weekend brought the first showers of rain to a sweltering Mumbai. While residents welcomed the respite it brought from the heat, including me, these rains also underline the urgency to get the city ready to weather the monsoons. As promised, Magic Bricks Now is keeping a close tab on the work that BMC is doing to make Mumbai rain ready. And this week, we are revisiting all the areas we covered last week to check if the BMC is actually walking the talk. Earlier in the day, my colleague Aishwarya Paliwal revisited Bandra, Khar and Juhu. Will this stretch of Mumbai that is home to its beautiful people be ready in time for BMC's new deadline of the 8th of June? Take a look.
We had visited this place almost a week back to take stock of the actual groundwork being done by BMC to ready areas like Bandra, Khar and Juhu for the monsoons. But as you can see behind me, this is the main sewage line between Bandra and Juhu, and this is still choked. A lot of garbage can still be seen in this sewage line. A lot of residents we had a word with told us that one of the major reasons why flooding happens, or major reasons why a lot of water gets accumulated in low-lying areas in Bandra and Khar is because of faulty drainage systems. They tell us that most of the drainage lines running in both these areas are choked to the T. Though they told us that a lot of work has already been done by BMC when it comes to road repair work and construction of new lines, they are not very hopeful as to what has been done, what has been done to remove the garbage in the drainage systems which actually chokes it. As you can see behind me, we can still see a lot of garbage in this line. Residents are hopeful that all this should be cleared in the next 2 to 3 days before actual monsoons hit Mumbai. Otherwise, they tell us that this monsoon will be as bad as the ones we have seen in the past.
Now, Aishwarya also caught up with the residents staying in those areas, listening to what they had to say about the pace of work going on.
मैं हर साल देखता हूँ मानसून आने से पहले बीएमसी के काम चालू होते पूरे कंप्लीट बराबर नहीं हो पाते काम, इसकी वजह से ट्रैफिक देख रहे हैं आप यहाँ पूरा रोड जाम, और ये हमेशा का ये लास्ट साल का प्रॉब्लम भी ऐसी था, ये हर साल का ऐसी प्रॉब्लम होता है, पूरा ट्रैफिक जाम, यहाँ काम एकदम डिले हो रहा है, स्लोली काम करता है, ये काम अभी तक कंप्लीट नहीं हुआ, मानसून अभी बस 1-2 दिन में यहाँ स्टार्ट होने वाला है, इसका मतलब 2016 में ये 17 में काम होगा ये, क्योंकि बीएमसी का इलेक्शन है, वो टाइम पे ये काम हो सकता है, 2017 में अपना नगर सेवक का जो इलेक्शन होता है उससे पहले काम होता है, बाकी सब काम सब डिले होता है, बीएमसी सिर्फ अपना मतलब पुरता काम कराती है, बस जब इलेक्शन आता है जब काम होता है उसके बाद 5 साल तक ऐसे ही रहना पड़ता है हम लोगों को.
I think it will be even worse. Nothing is being happening before pre-monsoons. The BMC should be doing it much before, but nothing is happening around.
They can start in Jan because they know the rainy season is coming on June. Maximum in June or July you can say. They can do 6 months before only. Till December they can start. They can complete within 6 months. It's of no use of coming on the last moment. It will come in the last moment. Automatically the trouble is there. But whom the trouble is there? To the people only.
Clearly then, more time needed there for Bandra, Khar and Juhu to get rain ready. Like we promised you, Magic Bricks now will revisit all the areas we highlighted last week to ensure the BMC does its job, gets Mumbai rain ready. Meanwhile, you need to do your bit too. If your area is flooded, if you get stuck in a train or a car because of waterlogging, or if there is a tree that has fallen somewhere which is holding up traffic, and if you are there, take pictures, videos, location, tag them and tweet or email them to us. Post it on our Facebook page. We have got an assurance now from the BMC that they will act on information that we send them. So we will reach out to them and track the action they take. Reach out. Magic Bricks now will help you weather this monsoon. With that, we wrap things up here on this session of the Property News and Magic Bricks. Thank you so much for watching.
You can watch live TV on our website mpnow.in. Find us on Facebook at facebook.com/magicbricksnow. And don't forget to click the like button. You can also follow us on Twitter at Magic Bricks Now. To stay updated with all our programming, hit the subscribe button on our YouTube channel by logging on to youtube.com/magicbricksnow.